Alright, welcome back to New Day here on TV3. It's time for our lifestyle segment, which is brought to you by Lipton Tea, inspiration flowing from nature. Now, flowers are beginning to assume a more important role in the lives of modern day Ghanaians. They have a host of aesthetic, health-giving and economic values, which most people in the country are still unaware of. At this point in time, we're going to let you see this short video, and when we get back, we'll begin our discussion with our studio guest. Stay with us.
For many years, flowers are known to play a significant role in human life. Florists believe flowers have the power to make man happy and cheerful. Flowers, they're such an amazing beauty from nature, and it's hard to put its beauty in words. But beyond its beauty, flowers have symbolic meanings as well. For example, orchids. Orchids represent beauty, luxury.
Of the seeds of a castor oil plant, it can kill you. You don't hear people doing that. Oleander, which is also a very common plant that we plant around, very hardy, is also very poisonous. Every part of the plant is poisonous. But there again, it's only when you mainly ingest it, that is, eat it, that it causes problems.
Some individuals love decorating their homes with various eye-catching flowers arrangements. But how many species of flowers do we have in the world?
There are millions of flowers. There are so many. I mean, we don't know how many there are if I tell you now, because we are still discovering.
One well-known and patronized flower is the rose. Its magnificence and splendor has been widely praised ever since the ancient medieval time. Orchids are classy too. There are over 30,000 orchid species in the world. Orchids flower throughout the year, but the most interesting thing about orchids is that they can be planted any and everywhere. For instance, in this orchid garden, there are some planted on top of the umbrella over there, and there are others on trees. So when it comes to orchids, specifically the planting of orchids, you have multiple choices. How expensive or affordable are they?
The price ranges from 80 cedis, 80, 70, 50, 40, and 25. This is a miniature dendrobium, and it's I wouldn't say cheapest, but it's the lowest price you can get. It's 25 cedis per stock. This is another type of orchid. It's called Phalaenopsis, and it's 150 Ghana cedis per stock. And we have 350 cedis per stock. And so we have another most expensive orchid, which is called Vanda in the vase. As you can see, the way we display beautiful in the vase, and also 400 cedis.
Wow, that's very expensive.
Yeah.
But you have people coming to buy them?
Yeah.
Ghanaians?
Yeah, Ghanaians.
And foreigners as well?
Ghanaians and foreigners as well.
Starting a flower garden can be done gradually.
You can start with as little as bottle, cut it, fill it with soil, put in a plant. That's the beginning of gardening. You could put in a vegetable seedling, for instance, at least that you would benefit from. You could put in a little flower that you found somewhere. So you don't need to start big.
Alright, welcome back. And like I said, it's time for our lifestyle segment, which is brought to you by Lipton Tea, inspiration flowing from nature. Now, with all the flora and fauna that was just depicted in that short video, at this moment in time, you're probably thinking this is going to be a very bright segment. And yes, it will be. And also thank you to Wendy, who went out there and was showing us some of the lovely flowers that are there. Now, in the studio with me this morning, I have Madam Arafua Anning. She is a garden and flower enthusiast, and also the co-author of Ghana's Beautiful Gardens, and that's the book that's on our table this morning. And also we have Mr. Peter Obing, Director of Product Development at the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, who's going to be throwing some light on the innovative event that is the second Innovative Ghana Garden and Flower Show. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
How's everything?
Everything is fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Okay.
One thing I must say before we actually get into the whole topic is I love flowers. I love the greenery. However, I'm affected severely. I have hay fever.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so a little bit too much exposure for me ends me, in all kinds of allergic.
Oh dear. So
situations.
sorry.
But that's no problem. I can stay near your book though.
Okay.
What's the flower show all about? What's the flower and garden show all about?
Well, the Flower and Garden Show is to promote the growth of the little garden industry that we have in Ghana. It is to make aware that the environment that we live in needs to be greened, needs to be made more pleasant.
Okay.
Doesn't take a lot of money. We're talking about Ebola. All you look around you, the drains, they are filled with trash. Some of those trash we can use as a recycled items to grow fruits, vegetables, or what have you, compost.
Right.
These are the things that we're looking at. The flower show is to promote industry, the industry of floriculture. It is to promote health. It is to promote better living and good living.
Okay. But would you want to add to that?
No, yeah, I want to add some important thing to it. Ghana's country, you don't understand plants. Majority of people don't understand plants. People continue to destroy plants. For example, Kumasi was what? The Ghana city of West Africa.
City, yeah.
When you go down, it's like a desert. There were every tree from Swami to Kilitia. All these have been cut down.
Yeah.
People understand it. Secondly, there was gardens. Maybe even you feel a playground. You call it a playground.
Yeah.
You go down and rest. Now they have cut all these places around business stores. Not there alone. In the Abu Botanic Garden, which is the center of the all agriculture in the country.
Yeah.
When you go there, you cry. This garden was established by Germans over 200 years ago. But now they have cut all the trees down because of don't make office there. You see, so all these make people don't understand the importance of gardens. The garden was established there by the Germans for what? For agricultural development. It is a good garden where the agriculture started in the country. Where they bought several plants, not from Ghana, throughout the whole world. So when you talk about botanical garden, Abu one was one of the best in the whole world, apart from Kew Garden in the United States. Yeah. Africa, they don't need a botanical garden. And this has started over 200 years, now we are destroying it. I mean, we don't understand it. Yeah. The garden there, we have some plants for medicinal use. That's important. We have for plants for timber development, and you have for plants for agriculture. But now people don't understand garden. Even Accra, for example, they are still cutting the trees, down. So
I was even going to come to that. We'll get to that part in just a few moments because anyway, we'll get there in just a second. Now, we've mentioned a few social issues: cholera, Ebola, sanitation.
Yes.
How is it that we can, look at these issues, or how is it that we can actually focus on gardens and flowers when we do have these social issues?
Okay, these social issues are promoted mostly by the activity of the citizens.
Right.
We have drains that are choked by plastics, and we say, "Oh, government, come and clean it for us." Who is the government, and who put the plastics there in the first place? If I have any say in the matter, there will be a tariff on all those sachet waters, and that tariff, that money that we get from there, we will pay people to clean up the gutters. Our rivers are dying, our seas are dying, there are no fish in the ocean. For example, the Kole Lagoon here in Accra, when I was growing up, it was a pristine waterway that gives us tilapia. Today when you go there, it is as red as blood. Because upstream, people live there and they defecate, they pour their garbage and everything in there. All we have to do is to think about our activities, how it affects the environment.
Right.
And then start nature is so tenacious. The moment we start cleaning up, if you pick up your plastic and put it in a container where it will be properly disposed, that's maybe 1,000, 10,000 plastic bags that don't end up
in the water.
Yes.
Okay. Since we've gone there, let's touch on the subject. The both of you can comment on this. I've claimed that Accra is quickly becoming a concrete jungle. There's no scheme for replanting of any of the trees that are being cut down from motorways, shopping malls, hotels, and all the rest of it. And we are, if you've noticed as well, Accra is a very hot place now. Environmentally, it's becoming different. What is it that we are doing to ourselves by not replanting, by not at least having some green areas within a city center?
Yes. What's happening is when the roads and the parks start clearing brushes and big trees, there are trees that are more than 100 years, 200 years old, and they cut them down and they make room for roads. That's to help commerce and to help us. But in the meantime, we forget that it is through the activity of the plant that we get the needed oxygen to live.
Right.
There are people like you with your allergies to plants, but it is the same plant that will allow you to absorb the oxygen in order to breathe.
Yes.
So everything is interrelated. When we are putting in roads, I think we have to take into consideration what everything else around that road has to do with each other, so that we make arrangements to replant. We haven't been doing it. Maybe it is something we should be thinking about.
Okay, Paul, I want to come back to you now. Let's talk about the Ghana Export Authority. What are the challenges that are facing the horticultural, floricultural industry in Ghana, whereby we are not in a situation where we can't even compete with the likes of Ethiopia, Kenya, and all the rest, because they're making significant amounts of money from plants and flowers?
Okay, as a country, we are not that much, in terms of horticulture. Apart the fruits and vegetables, that there's a strong promotion of it for it development and in export. In terms of flowers, much not been done as at now. You see, as we mentioned, Ethiopia, is a very benchmark, for Ethiopia. After they have gone through their economical difficulties, hunger, famine, and other things, there was a policy, in Ethiopia to develop the economy. So, they depend upon small teams. The effort is just limited. So they meet, then let's go in stronger on flowers and direct. How did they start it? The two were bank loan. Part of the loan for developing their airport. They build new airport. Airport is important. The Ethiopia depend on the Ethiopian airline for their survival. So they build new airport with all the necessary facilities like the cold rooms and other things. And then they went back to the field. Develop the plantation of plants. In 2004, before the time, they were supposed to just $5 million a year, but now they are about $105 million of revenue from flowers. These flowers are not long-term flowers; they are short-term. Some flowers can be just about 3 months, 4 months. We are exporting, and because they have strong airline, Ethiopian Airline, who move throughout the whole world, it's one of the best airlines. As I said, they build strong, cool facilities there, so it made them easy for them. And they develop on their small scale, farmers. It's not like it's not Kenya. They are commercial farmers. That's small, people around that they use them, with good, chemical support and that things. That's why I make Ethiopia now within a short time, one of the best, horticulture exporter in the world. So it depends. If the country wants to, push it, it's easy because we have the technology. We have Kwame Nkrumah Center Technology.
Yep.
We have a strong, horticulture background. You see? So if the country wants to it, it can be easily be done. But it depends. But as I said, it's a very, short-term crop. Very short time. So yeah.
Mr. Ben, can I throw in some statistics here? I'm going to read some statistics for us. It is said Kenya's export increased from $91 million in 2000 to 446 million in 2008.
Yeah.
It is estimated that in terms of employment, they employed 500,000 people, including 90,000 flower growers, depending on the flora culture.
Yeah.
Here in Ghana, we can emulate these same statistics because we have kind of the same kind of environmental advantages.
And geological as well. Yeah.
Exactly. Ethiopia, after its difficulties with wars and what have you, they started in 2004 from 2 million to 104 million in exports of flowers, and then that went above and beyond expectations. They have become one of the third largest export of flowers in the world. South Africa records 25 billion annual sales on floriculture, and it exports 51% more to 279 million rand last year.
Okay, I don't mean to cut you off on those statistics, but obviously very important, very interesting. Just before we do run out of time, I want to cover what's happening in your event.
Okay.
So let us know when it's taking place, where it's taking place.
Okay. Our event is happening from August 29 to September 8th. It is starting at 9 a.m. No, it's 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay.
We're going to have everything agriculture. People who are selling flowers. We're going to have potters. We're going to have activities for children. We're going to have plant growers. We're going to have fashion shows. We're going to have tools for the gardening at Ifwa Sutherland Park.
Ifwa Sutherland Park.
Yes.
Is there a charge?
No.
No. Free entry?
It's free entry. It's free entry. There's going to be workshops, conferences. People who are now thinking of starting flowers will have people who are there, who are resources, who can tell them how to start, how to take care of their garden, and how to make it grow.
All right. I want to say a big thank you for coming in this morning and educating us more about the flowers. And obviously, if you get the chance out there to attend this second garden and flower show at the Ifwa Sutherland Park, then make sure that you do so. And also, if you can get a copy of this, Ghana's Beautiful Gardens, I'm sure you see some very, very wonderful gardens in there as well. This morning, we've had Madam Arafua Anning, garden and flower enthusiast and co-author of Ghana's Beautiful Gardens, and also Mr. Peter Obeng, Director of Product Development at the Ghana Export Promotion Authority.